In a world plagued by dragon vomit, sniper lightning, and aggressive furries, one man dared to dream. A dream of bookcases with no books and 47 different crafting tables. But the dream turned into a nightmare of trees that always grow back, and goblins hell-bent on trespassing and destruction of property. No matter where he went, no matter how hard he tried, he just wasn't able to build the base of his dreams. Will our hero be able to overcome the seemingly impossible task of building something bigger than a 3x3? Find out on the next episode of Sorry, I can only do that voice for so long before I start sounding like a lit cigarette. So a couple of months ago, I started playing RuneScape Dragon Wilds. I logged in, created a character, and set out to do whatever the game wants you to do. I forget. That's because about 30 minutes in, I unlocked the Eye of Oculus, a spell that allows you to build any structure from a bird's eye view. After that, it was over for me. You see, for some reason, unbeknownst to me, if a video game has a building mechanic, no matter how shitty it is, I am immediately hooked. I built this little hovel as a starter base. I was happy with it at first. It had everything I needed, but it just wasn't big enough for a boy of my needs. So I tore it down and started over. Then I went to the Fractured Plains and built this base in the middle of a lake. But there were too many enemy spawns close by, and also, it just wasn't big enough. So I tore it down and started over. Then I found out that if you build your base in this level 1 area, the dragon doesn't come by and puke all over you all the time. And the goblin raids are only made up of level 1 goblins. But at the end of the day, it still wasn't big enough. I didn't know what to do. See, while RDWs, that's what I'm calling it from now on, because saying RuneScape Dragon Wilds every time is going to give me an aneurysm. While RDW's building mechanic is amazing, building anything ambitious is still pretty difficult. That's because there's some pretty heavy restrictions outside of the building mechanics themselves that you have to work around. 1. Enemy spawns. If I build a house, having a furry with a big hammer magically spawning in my bedroom is not what I would call a good time. Number 2, the dragon. This is self-explanatory. I will not be elaborating further. Number 3, fucking trees. If you haven't noticed, RDW has a huge lack of open ground. The trees, no matter how many times you chop them, will always grow back, and they are absolutely everywhere. And when you throw enemy spawns into the mix, if you want to build anything of a decent size, you really only have 2 spots to choose from, and I had tried them both. But after relentlessly combing over the entire map, searching for a new spot to put my home, I think I finally found it. The holy grail of RDW real estate. You're probably familiar with this area. The area where there's an invisible wall that says, nah, you've seen enough. But if you face the wall and put a lodestone as far away from you as possible, you can teleport to the other side, unlocking a massive area that you were previously barred from. This place has everything. It's got trees everywhere, including these floating ones. And they're more densely packed than any other trees in the game, making farming wood so much easier. It's got this rock that looks like a turd about to get pinched off in the toilet. It's got onions, dwellberries, and even unfinished textures. But most importantly, it has wide open spaces, no enemy spawns, and no fucking dragon. I finally have a place where I can build with no restrictions. And not only am I going to do just that, I'm going to build the biggest base ever created in this game.
Alright, so the first thing I gotta do is transfer a bunch of stuff over to the new building location, which costs 350 law runes per trip, by the way. Good thing I've been saving up all this rune essence. And a boom, and a bop, some of these, and there. All right, let's do a quick inventory check. I've got 12 lumber storages completely full, some with ash and some with oak. And the first thing I'm gonna do with this ungodly amount of wood that I've farmed is build a wall around this entire clearing. I wanna start with foundations at the bottom because I think it'll make my job easier going forward, but I'm always going to have this little shitty gap at the bottom. What if I put some stairs right here and then go down? Okay, put you right there, and this is not working. Oh, you can just put walls directly into the ground. Wish I would have known that 20 minutes ago. Yeah, see, that's way easier.
All right, well, I got the first stretch of wall done. And it took a lot of wood. I don't think I'm gonna have enough wood to do the wall, to be completely honest. Like, holy shit. And with that, the wall is done. Or at least the first layer of the wall is done. One of the reasons I was worried about not having enough wood, and still am, by the way, is this. You see, this wall is not going to be just one layer. Add some floors so people can walk on it. Add some handrails to avoid an insurance scandal. All right, I'm about halfway done with the second layer of the wall. Started over in that corner, and I think I'm a little less than halfway done. Maybe a little more than halfway done. I don't know. I'm about halfway done. Anyway, this is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. Back to work. All right, the wall is finally done. It only took about 6 hours. Now I have to do the fun part, which is fill this entire goddamn space with stuff. The first major part of the project was finished, but it was nowhere near complete, and I needed to set myself up for success for the rest of the build. See, I had a slight problem. While I had farmed an ungodly amount of wood for this project, I hadn't farmed practically anything else yet, and I was going to need a bunch of everything. So what I decided to do was to get some of the crafting areas out of the way first so I could use them as I built everything else. I built a smithy and a textile shop first, and these two buildings are going to be the foundation of everything else I build. The ghosts that work these looms are going to be very busy from here on out. Sorry, Casper, your vacation's canceled. Then I added a tavern where people could have fun, and a jail for people who had too much fun, an apothecary that would make you feel better after you had too much fun, and then a residential area with this statue that looks like it was made by somebody that was having too much fun. A couple of random storehouses later, and the base is finally starting to look like a base. I still have a lot of space left though, and I'm kind of running out of ideas. Whatever, that's a problem for tomorrow me. I did have one idea left at the time, and it wasn't a good one. It set me back like 3 days. I decided to make the city garrison, complete with all the weapons and armor a garrison would need. And of course, only the best would work for my soldiers, so I needed 10 sets of iron armor, 18 iron greatswords, 6 iron battle axes, and 6 iron warhammers, which means I needed 524 iron bars, 248 hard leather, 60 padded cloth, and 180 vault shards, which means I needed 1,572 iron ore, 496 You get the idea. I had to do a lot of farming, and it took a while, especially the cloth. I don't know why Jagex made rough cloth such a pain in the ass to get compared to everything else, but they fucking did it. This whole beginning area of the game has around 63 flax spawns. Don't ask me how I know that exact number. And it takes a little over half an hour to grab them all. And that's only enough for 20 rough cloth. So to get the 60 padded cloth, I had to do that 3 times, which wouldn't be a big deal if you didn't use coarse thread for literally everything else. Beds, bows, weapon racks, Garu decorations, rugs, tapestries, small chests for some fucking reason, and like 3 different crafting tables. And we haven't even started talking about the ore, or the leather, or the vault shards. It took a long time.
Okay, well the armory's finally finished. Now for a few final touches, and then we can move on to the next building. After 3 days of farming, I was really excited to get moving on the next project, because all of the buildings I've made so far were made out of ash, and yeah, if you look at buildings made out of ash, they look kind of poor. And I was ready to start making some more high-class buildings, if you catch my drift. So as soon as I got done putting the final touches on the garrison, it was time to start doing just that.
All right, it's finally done. I don't have to live in squalor anymore. There's a problem though. I'm out of wood, so
As much as it pains me to say it, it's farming wood time again.
Must chop wood!
All right, I've got about 1,600 planks. Hopefully, it'll be enough. We will see. I spent the next couple of days building the nicer part of town. I had a basic layout of what I wanted to build, but for the most part I was kind of freehanding it. All I knew was I wanted the buildings to be bigger than what I'd been building so far, but I wanted to leave some open space. The other buildings I've made so far are kind of stacked up on top of each other, giving it like a favela look, and I didn't want that for these buildings. The only problem I really ran into was trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to build in the first place. This game has a bunch of different crafting tables, but they can all be grouped into only a few themes, meaning you can only make so many buildings that are functional, and spoiler alert, this base has almost 50, so like every other hoity-toity neighborhood on the planet, this side of town had almost no function and it was there for looks alone. And because they were bigger and a little more spaced out, I only needed to make 8 in total compared to the 40 the other side of town had, and it took up about the same amount of space, and after I was done with those 8 buildings, the base was done. You want a tour? Shut up, of course you do. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to do a lap around the wall, just so you can get an idea of how massive this place actually is. Yeah, it's pretty fucking big. All right, so this is the very first building I built after the wall. This is the guardhouse, and it looks like I forgot to put a door on it. So it's an effective guardhouse, obviously. You got a little jail cell, little desk, or I don't know. Next building. All right, this is the second building I made. This is the textile shop. You come in here, bunch of textiles. These took a while to gather too, but no, it wasn't too bad. Got 3 little tanneries, 3 spinning wheels, 3 looms. So much flax and wool, and no, that's about it. Flax and wool have gone through these spinning wheels and onto those looms. It's an ungodly amount. Anyway, on to the next one. This is the smithy. I felt like I had to defend myself for some reason. And you walk in here, got the smithing anvil, crafting table, another crafting table, a pottery wheel. I didn't have anywhere else to put it at the time, and it just kind of stayed there. Some storage. I don't have a lot of stuff, so it's all been taken up anyway. So here's a furnace and another furnace and a kiln. Bunch of random ore and stuff. This is where I keep my other ore. I don't have a lot of anything right now. That's the smithy. Now, the next building I built. This is the tavern. Out back, got stables for horses, a little storage area, and that's the back door. We don't go in the back door unless, well, sometimes we go in the back door. Fine. Okay, so here's the tavern. Got a couple of seating areas. I'm really glad I figured out these like bench seats because they work really well. They look pretty nice and they're really easy to make. And I've wound up using them a couple different times. Barrels in the corners. Here's the bar. But if you go upstairs, there's a little balcony where you can have a drink with a view, and there's rooms. Got one room in here. It's just a bed, bookcase, desk. It's pretty standard. There's another one. Bed, desk, bookcase, and another one. Double bed, double bookcase. Only one desk though. I don't know why I put a training dummy in that corner. I don't remember. There was a point behind it. It's long gone now. Let's see here. What's next? Then I just kind of built out some random like living spaces. Like here's just a couple houses with this statue that I showed you guys earlier. This is like storage room row where all the storage is. I don't have a lot of storage right now. Oh, I never put a torch in here. Do I have one on me? I can make exactly one. Hold, please. Ta-da! Storage room with my rune altar and my grindstone, because I just didn't have anywhere else to put it at the moment. And I don't have a whole lot of things left over. Like, I used a lot of it. I wound up not needing granite, like, at all. Which was... It's okay, I didn't spend that much time farming it. Another storage room. There's nothing in here, though. This is the apothecary, or like a little witch's hut, where I can make my potions. I think they updated the game to make torches less bright, because it was a lot brighter in here not too long ago. But you know, I'm not complaining, because the torches were blinding. Some more random houses, and here's the Fletcher. I need to go grab more coarse animal fur, because it's not bright enough anymore. Hold on. This is the Fletcher slash hunting lodge thing. Got a little counter, got some leather armor, got all the bows, a little crafting table. It's nice. Close that, go out this door. And that about does it for that side. Now, here's the playground that you can't see at all. It won't let me put torches on the trees. Oh well. This is the inner wall. Very nice. Got a hole in it. I'm not fixing it right now. I'll fix it later. Anyway, this is the garrison. This is all the armor and weapons I was complaining about earlier. As far as farming's concerned, this definitely took the longest. And then here, you go over here. This is like the officer's office with another set of paladin armor I forgot to mention. And if you go upstairs, got all the beds. And yeah, now let's keep going. This is the wizard tower slash teleportation hub. It's where I teleport in when I come in. Nothing too fancy, just another brewing cauldron. Nothing too simple, just got a bed, a lot of books, and a lodestone, and my rune altar. That rune altar is there because it literally cannot be anywhere else. That is the one spot in this entire building where I can put that. Trust me, I searched for like 20 minutes trying to find a different one. Here's the furniture store, and it's definitely not as bright as in here as it once was, but it'll work. Got a bunch of displays, different statue heads, different random statues, some chairs, checkout desk, bedding, tchotchkes, random tapestry, and that's about that. Random rich person house. It's not decorated in here because I forgot. Little park pavilion, nothing fancy. Gotta clean that up. Nothing fancy, but it's neat. I like it. Here's the tavern. It's got a deck outside. Very nice. These like U-shaped benches. Very nice. I think I have two of them. I do have two of them. 1 and 2. The bar. Tables with the comfy chairs. You go upstairs and there's 3 rooms. You got this one. Very nice. It's kind of like the other tavern room. It's very similar, but this one has a mini bar. Now we go downstairs again. Oh, it's dark out. Hold, please. Yeah, so that's the tavern. Now I got another random rich person's house. This one's decorated because I remembered. Got a little kitchen area, bedroom, chair facing the window because rich people be nosy. And yeah, that's about it for this one. Then we got the cathedral. Come in here. Got a little altar. Got some pews. Got that thing. I don't know what that is, but I got another one over here. I don't know what that thing is, but I got 2 of them. Now we've got the last building, which is the Magic Emporium. Got a little place for books, I guess. It really bothers me that you can't put books in the bookshelves. Like, it kind of sucks that you can't, but
it is what it is. And then staffs, mage robes, and yeah, that's about it. So that's it. That is the tour of the whole base.
If you guys like the video, please consider hitting it with a like and subscribing to the channel. I've been doing YouTube for like 2 years now, and this is without a doubt the most effort I've ever put into a video. So if it does well, that would mean the world. You guys have no idea.
Also, I really enjoyed this project and I really enjoy building stuff. So if you guys could comment down below another game where I could just, you know, build stuff, that would be awesome.
You're probably wondering why I'm still floating here. That's how long it takes to load this base.
Just so you know.
Anyway, bye.
Yeah.